in all honesty, the Lakers the Lakers won't make the playoffs. And I
These niggas tackle, I'm bringing the pack. I'm a roller with stars and I'm smoking on platinum. Got my eye on the prize so I don't do distractions. I'm coming back in.
football, it's over, man. So football is done. And congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams. They won the Super Bowl.
Sir.
They won the Super Bowl, man. That super team paid off. The last few years, the Lakers, Dodgers, and the Rams have won their championship games. Man, it's a good time to be in LA right now. It's a good time to be in LA. So congratulations to them. Cooper Cup probably had one of the best wide receiver seasons of all time. Actually, nah, I think he did have the best wide receiver season of all time. That's me though. That's me though. But it's time, It's the NBA trade deadline. It's the All Star break. We gotta see. We gotta see what teams are on fire. But real quick, J. Lou, we gotta talk about this banger trade that just happened, man. Believe it was last week. We gotta talk about it, J. Lou. Go ahead, dive into it, bro.
Yes, sir. The trade deadline ended last Thursday, and well, 2 Thursdays ago. But obviously, the biggest trade deal was Sixers landing superstar guard Harden in exchange for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2022 first round pick and a 2027 first round pick is all but the Nets get. The Sixers got Harden and Paul Millsap. That was obviously a big deal. We're going to talk about that and how it affects both teams in a minute. Some other notable trades. I mean, Porzingis is out of Dallas. He got traded to the Wizards for Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie. And ever since the trade, Lucas has been going crazy. He had 50 points the game right after he got traded. Then before the All-Star break, he had 49 points a game. So he's been he said, I don't gotta pass nobody the ball no more. He said, I'm chucking it. Just chucking it off. Now there was a 4-team trade with the Bucks, Clippers, Kings, and Pistons. The Bucks get Serge Ibaka. I think that's a great piece for championship reasons.
Yeah.
Clippers, they don't get a lot back. I mean, Rodney Hood, some role players. Kings, they got Dante DiVincenzo, who's on the Bucks team, Josh Jackson, Trey Lyles. And the Pistons get Marvin Bagley, the third overall pick in the Luka Doncic, Trae Young draft. He's finally out of Sacramento, gets a new home. I wouldn't say it's a better home, but I mean, it's a new start somewhere. And last big trade was Montrezl Harrell going to the Hornets. So
so far, he's been doing good with them.
Yeah, he has. We'll see how those trades affect the long run, but obviously we're going to talk about now. Who do you think won the trade? The Nets with Ben Simmons or the Sixers with Harden?
You see, it's tough on both ends because Ben Simmons is still gonna be out. Kyrie, you still don't have Kyrie 100% of the time. And KD's still gonna be out. So the Nets are still going down when they should be going up. And the thing with Philly, you gave all your depth away. Yeah, you got Tyrese Maxey, you got Thibault, you got dang, who else? I don't know. But still.
Tobias.
I mean, Tobias, of course, Tobias. But MVP Joel Embiid. He's playing like an MVP. I'm not saying he's the MVP, but he's playing like it. But James Harden, like come playoff time, Philly's already third in the East. But come playoff time, we know the Sixers' identity. Well, not the Sixers' identity. We know James Harden's identity. in the playoffs. Last year, I guess you could say his hamstring problem, but he's dealing with that same hamstring problem now. So who knows if that hamstring is gonna is gonna hold him back for the rest of the season, or if he's gonna miss some time in the regular season and then do something in the playoffs or do something to it in the playoffs. So who knows? You lost your depth in Philly, and the Nets. You don't have that big three for 100% of the time. So it's hard
Facts.
to say who won the trade. It's hard to say who won the trade. On paper, though, on paper, I say the Nets won. Nets won a trade.
That's wrong.
I think
Okay.
they gave up a little much for Harden. I think they
Mm,
gave up a little much. Ben Simmons, cool. Seth, uh, Andre Drummond. That's tough, man. That's tough. So one team is third in the East, and the other team is eighth in the East. So it's like if Kyrie comes back for every game, KD comes back, Ben Simmons comes back. That team is. I think that team is scarier than Philly. I think any
okay.
team with KD. I think any team with KD, period, is scary. Let me just throw that out there. But yeah, I think Brooklyn won this.
Okay. I see where you're coming from with that. I mean, Drummond and Curry having good seasons so far. And now they're in Brooklyn. They got more depth, which was an issue. Ben Simmons is arguably top five defender in the league when he plays.
Yeah.
So adding him with Drummond, another dude who has size, instead of playing Nicholas Claxton at the five a lot, and Marcus Aldridge, they get Drummond who can rebound as well and protect the rim. So I think that'll help him against Philly, especially against Embiid. And then Bucks, they have Giannis. They need a little bit of help with the paint on him too, clearly
Mhm.
from last year's playoff series. Then, I mean, in my opinion, though, I think I'm agree with the Nets won the trade because they got more out of it. But the Sixers, then we got, I mean, the best player in the trade. I just want to see how it's gonna work because Embiid, he's dominating right now. And I don't
Mhm.
know when Harden's gonna come back off the hamstring he's been dealing with the last 2 weeks. I don't know
Mhm.
when he's gonna be able to play and how he's gonna fit in with the Sixers because in Brooklyn, he was telling Steve Nash and KD that he wanted to run ISO ball, but they wanted to do more
Oh yeah.
ball movement sector and like moving around the perimeter a lot. And Harden,
Mhm.
he's obviously an ISO player. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting, him and Embiid. I mean, people were going crazy calling them the next Kobe and Shaq. That may be a stretch.
That is for sure a stretch.
It may be a
For
stretch,
sure.
but with an older Harden, obviously not like Houston Harden anymore, I think his biggest concern is being in shape and ready for the playoffs. I think
Mhm.
that will be key for the Sixers because I think Embiid, he's going to dominate no matter who's on him. I mean, dude's averaging damn near 30 right now. So I think the
Yep.
Sixers will be fine. I think they can get around. At least they should be able to win a playoff round. In my opinion, those two should at least be able to win a playoff round. It
Yeah, I
depends who
hope
they
so.
play in the second round. In my opinion, on who they would be matched up against. You said they were the third seed, so they would be playing Boston in the first round. I think
Boston.
they will be able to beat Boston.
Mhm.
But Boston is streaking right now, and they
Boston
just
is
blew
hot.
out without Harden.
The
So I
Boston is
mean,
hot.
it's getting competitive. But
It is.
actually, that's where we're going. Actually, now we're going to talk about every team and the best
Mhm.
teams in each conference. So we can start with the East since we're already on it. I mean, who do you
Mhm.
think's the best team right now?
So we got to break. How do you define the best team? Okay, well let's see.
championship favorites in the East.
I think you got to go chemistry, of course. Uh, the way you play, the way I guess duos or trios. I don't think we're in the trio era. I think we went back to like duos, two guys doing their thing, and then you got your role players. And this specific team, they're number one in the East. Top five defensively. They got some scores. And they still not even healthy yet. They not even healthy yet. Man, listen. The Bulls, you're going through some injuries. You're still good. You're on a 5-game going into the break. Dealing with some injuries. Caruso's out, Lonzo's out. Can't wait for them guys to be back. Then your team gonna be healthy again. But even with those guys, you're still not better than this team. Bucks got Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew. You know you got your guys, but losing PJ Tucker, that hurt. You can't even say it's cap. That hurt. You got Surge, but still, I mean, they fifth right now. Can I say that they're better than this team? I don't know. I don't know. We already talked about the Nets. We already talked about the Sixers. Sixers, I don't know. Nets, not 100%. So that leaves one team. Well, I can't sleep on the Cavs. I can't sleep on the
Gotta say,
Cavs.
no Cleveland.
But that
Hosting the All-Star
leaves,
game.
yeah, I can't sleep on them. I can't sleep on them. But that just leaves one team left. The best team in the East is the Miami Heat. It's the Miami Heat. That team is the only team I know that their two best players can play bad and still have a chance because they play defense. Jimmy Butler, against Jimmy Butler, the game before the All-Star break, we played Charlotte. I think he went like 5 for 24, something crazy like that. He went 0 for 8, 1 for 9 from 3. I said, why are you shooting 9 threes? We were down majority of the game. Fourth quarter, came back, forced overtime, forced double overtime, and then we won. And then Jimmy buckets hit that 3, bro. Put him away, man. But still, it's like I think we're the only team in the East that if our best player plays bad, we still have a chance to win. If Giannis plays bad, if Joel Embiid plays bad, Kevin Durant, man,
What
Jason
about the
Tatum,
Cavs?
Cavs. I can't really say they have a best player. They just have
It's obviously Garland.
it's Garland, but it's like they just have a lot of I don't even know what it is. The chemistry, I guess. I guess it's the chemistry, but it has to be because they're just turning it. They turned it up out of nowhere. I thought they was gonna be a bottom 5 team in the league. They turned it up. They turned it up out of nowhere. All of a sudden, LeBron could talk about some. Hey man, the door's not closed to return it back to
Oh my
Cleveland.
God.
The door's not closed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's a character.
But there's people out there saying, "Hey, we don't want LeBron back. We don't want LeBron. I like this young core. You know what LeBron gonna do? He gonna trade away all the pieces, try to get some superstars or whatever, and then who knows? Maybe you win, but your future's gone. Your future's gone. So it's like, I mean, hey, if I'm the Cavs, I'm staying away from LeBron unless it's becoming a free agency or whatever. But you talking about LeBron say he wants to play with his son. Wherever his son goes, he's gonna go. That's tough. That probably upped Bronny's draft stock. But that's besides the point. The best team in the East is the Miami Heat, man. All around. Just all around better. Bam was out for a significant amount of time. Jimmy's been in and out the lineup. Tyler Hero's been in and out the lineup. Victor Oladipo hasn't played yet. And we're first in the East. Kyle Lowry, man, that's the MVP of this team. That's the MVP of this team. Without Kyle Lowry, that's tough, man. That's tough. But the best team is the Miami Heat, man, for sure.
I disagree with you. I just don't think they're consistent enough. I don't think, and when you can really lock in on the Heat in a playoff series, I think you can void their struggles on offense. Like you can exploit that. Defense, yeah, they play hard. Defensive team. Pat Riley, I mean, put it together. So they're gonna be good defensively most of the times, but they also don't have the talent like a lot of these rosters in the East. I mean, DeMar DeRozan on the Bulls, my God, he broke a Wilt Chamberlain record. Like, bro, he's my MVP right now. I had Curry winning beginning of the year. You know, he was going crazy. Everybody had him. They jumped on the bandwagon with me. But then he starts slowing down after he broke the record. And now the Warriors, I'm pretty sure they're second. Yeah. I mean, they're still playing good. Curry's not playing super bad, but he's just taking a step down. So he's probably out top 3 in the MVP race. But right now, I think DeMar DeRozan should be the MVP personally. He's got the Bulls tied with the #1 seed without Caruso. Zach LaVine just went down with a knee injury. I don't think it's anything serious though. Then you have Lonzo. He's out. He's been out for a while. They also lost Patrick Williams, a good defender, for like most of the year. So him and Vucevic have been balling, keeping the Bulls afloat in the East. He's just my MVP pick right now. I think healthy, the 2 best teams when healthy, if everybody's healthy, is probably, I can't even say I want to say the Nets, but like I gotta see Ben work with KD and Kyrie. Obviously, Kyrie not really playing. He only has, I think, 8 to 9 games left on the season he can play in. Ben Simmons, he's still dealing with mental issues right now to play. I think they're saying around 2 to 4 weeks he may try to play. Then KD with his knee. So they're dealing with a lot. Maybe next year. I mean, if they can play together a lot next year, I think they could be favorites again. Right now, to me, I think the 2 best teams in the East are healthy, the Bulls and the Bucks. Giannis has been playing great as usual. His jumper is improved significantly from previous years. He's hitting more threes, more mid ranges, even though people are still leaving him wide open, which is, I don't know why, but I just think those 2 teams, they have the DNA. I mean, the Bucks obviously just won it. The Bulls, the way DeMar's playing, if they ever get back to that full lineup, they may take the 1st seed from y'all, I think. But the East definitely has been improved over this at least this year. I think it's better than the West. I told my dad that, and he said no, but
nah, it is.
But
I think so.
Speaking of the West, we're gonna go out there now.
It's tough,
Who
man.
do you think the best team out West is? It's kind of looking like a 2 to 3 team out West.
Yeah, this we already got 3 40-win teams in the West. One shockingly being the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies are 41-19 on the season. That's Ja MVP Morant. That's tough. That's tough. But I think it's clear as day who's the best team in the West. It's not the Warriors. They were. It's not the Grizzlies. It's a far, the Suns are way ahead of everybody. Way ahead of
way
everybody.
ahead.
Mm-hmm. 7-game
Wow.
win streak. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're 28-7 in the conference, and they're 26-5 at home, 22-5 and away. That Chris Paul, I think he's playing the best basketball of his career, and Devin Booker is playing. Now I can't say the best shooting guard. That's DeMar DeRozan, probably the second best shooting guard in the league right now.
Well, DeMar plays small forward, but
Oh yeah, I mean, either him or Zach LaVine, pick a poison, But I think the Suns are just way ahead of everybody because they're also a good defensive team, and then they upgraded on the rim protectors that they need or that they needed. If they had JaVale McGee and Bismack Biyombo in the finals, they probably win. Not gonna lie to you, they probably win. Giannis ain't going to drop no 50 ball all in the paint like how he did on DeAndre Ayton. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. But I
I
just think
understand
the
JaVale
Suns
McGee's
are
a
just way
champion,
ahead.
but JaVale
He
McGee is going to
can
stop him
protect the
for
rim
7 games.
in a 7-game series. A rotation and him Ayton for a little bit and Bismack Biyombo. Come on now. You can even throw Jay Crowder on him a couple times.
Oh, they did.
But I mean, yeah, a couple times. A couple times. Now, last year was, more than what they needed him to. But I will say this: the Suns are beatable. Who do I think can take them down? The only team is the Warriors, who I think can take the Suns down. The Warriors is the only team in the West that can take the Suns down in a 7-game series, fully healthy. And they also got the same amount of depth, if not better depth, than the Suns. So we can see. But as of right now, the 2-1 seeds are the best teams in the West, or in the East and the West.
So you got those two going to the finals.
Hey man, I ain't gonna say too much, but
Okay.
I think the Suns are for sure coming out. But the East is a true toss up. I ain't gonna be biased. It's a true toss up with the East. As of
Okay.
right now, one out of 1 through 8 right now, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 teams out of 1 through 8 can go to the finals.
Possible.
That's tough.
Yeah. And in the West, for me, I think I'm agree. I think the Suns are the best team in the West, but I wouldn't say by a large margin, like you said. In a series, honestly, if Warriors and Suns meet in the conference finals, I'm taking the Warriors. Just because of that chemistry.
Ooh.
I think Draymond, once he gets healthy, he's been out for like the past couple of weeks. They still haven't had Wiseman play at all this year. Kuminga, he's been playing better. Still got Jordan Poole and Curry, of course, in the backcourt. I think you add Draymond back during playoffs, that championship DNA with him. You got Game 6 Clay. I think he has that championship DNA. Then you, of course, have Steph Curry. If the role players outplay, because I know the Suns, I know Booker's going to show up. I know Chris Paul going to do his thing. If the Warriors role players can outplay the Suns role players, because I already think they're more talented, but if they can do their job, I think Warriors could beat the Suns in 6 or 7. Probably 6, because I don't think they can win Game 7 in Phoenix. If they
That's
still
tough.
the 1 seed, of course. But as
That's
of right now,
tough.
yeah, the Suns, I mean, obviously the best team in the West. But moving forward, though, our last topic is if there was a team, them bottom fillers
Mm.
between the 8th to 11th or 12th, or even maybe 6th in the West at least. We're starting the West. Which team do you think could upset or be a potential threat to any top teams in the West?
If I had to go from 6 through, I'm gonna say the playing tournament. If I had to go through 6 through 10, not 6 through 10, 7 through 10. I think the Clippers is the best team in the playing tournament right now. 8th, 30 and 31. It's not too bad for the West. And Paul George isn't playing. They've been holding their own, and Paul George ain't even been here. Or Kawhi. But Kawhi, we don't even know if he's even coming back this season. Who knows? But Paul George is about to come back. And when he comes back, I think they go over the Timberwolves. They maybe go over the Nuggets. I think they go back and make a push for the 5th seed. I think they go back and make a push for the 5th seed. I think the top 4 are locked.
In the West?
Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies, Jazz. I think the top 4 are locked. I think so. Even though there is some tension in the Jazz locker room with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. There's been some tension in there. So who knows what's going on in there? Who knows? Maybe Donovan Mitchell, he may be out of there. I don't know. I mean, but still, that's besides the point. I think Clippers, out of any team in the West or at the bottom of the West, is going to make a push.
Okay. For me, I mean, you see the Lakers down there. They got obviously top 3 player all time, LeBron. Oh man, it's really hard to bet against Bron down there though. He doesn't have AD for 4 weeks. He's fragile. Fragile Davis is out.
Man needs to retire,
2 more
bro.
weeks with an ankle sprain or no foot sprain. Foot sprain, and just leaves LeBron, Westbrook, and the crew to defend. I think there'll definitely be a play-in tournament team. AD, he should be back for the play-in tournaments at least around 90% healed. I don't think he'll be 100%, but he should be back.
It's tough.
If those
Lakers.
I don't see. You see, I think the Blazers fall out. I think the Spurs go in. I think DeJounte Murray having a great season, obviously All-Star. I think the Blazers fall out. No Dame. He's probably not coming back this year with that ab injury. So I think they're just going to take the season to develop. I mean, the Pelicans, they got CJ McCollum now. Zion, he's still missing. But Brandon Ingram's not playing that well lately. So I don't think the Pelicans going to make a push. Kings, they got Sabonis, but it's the Kings. I really don't. I see they could make a late push, but I don't think they'll get in. So I see in the play-in tournament probably the Timberwolves, Clippers, Lakers, Spurs. And honestly, out of those 4 teams, I was going to say Timberwolves, but I got to go with the Lakers. I think they can be a threat. Obviously, it's only due to the talent they have. They got Westbrook, they got Bron and AD. They're in playing time, playoffs. Those talent will matter. And the Timberwolves, to me, I feel like they're a little too young. But Anthony Edwards and Cat are playing really good this season. I've been watching them a little bit. So I think all in all, though, Lakers, they've been struggling this season, but I still would not want to play them. They have LeBron, so I would not want to play Lakers.
In all honesty, The Lakers won't make the playoffs. And Anthony Davis, they're already negative. They're 10-9 without Anthony Davis. And he's going to be out for 4 weeks. And it's just, oh, no. That was LeBron's record without Anthony Davis. The Lakers as a whole, because Anthony Davis and LeBron were out for some good times. So they're probably negative without Anthony Davis, and they're for sure negative without them both. So, God forbid anything happens to LeBron James during this 4-week span. The Lakers are done. They're not winning with Westbrook by himself. I don't know why they had so many high expectations with Melo. I just don't see. I mean, even when he was playing, could you really could you really say he was playing a huge role?
I mean, he's not a star no more. He's a role player.
It's tough to bet for the Lakers. It's just hard to bet for them, man. As great as LeBron is playing, I think the more I watch LeBron, the more this man is unstoppable. This man is crazy. At 37 years old, he's playing like this. It's crazy. But he's still 37 years old. If he's doing all this just to scrape a play-in tournament, if he makes the playoffs, he's gonna be dead tired. He brought y'all in so he can relax. And he's still doing majority of the work. Scratch a play-in tournament. The Lakers, I don't see him making playoffs, man. I don't see it.
Okay, going east real quick. I mean, playing tournament teams right now, I think will stay the same. I don't really see anybody outside getting in. Wizards, maybe. No, Beal's done for the year. Never mind. I forgot.
Oh, no.
So I think top 10 probably going to be the play-ins and playoff teams. I think Atlanta has the best chance of giving a team up top a run for their money. I mean, they got Trae Young, took them to the conference finals last year. And expectations have been disappointing this season because they're 28-30 right now. But obviously they've been dealing with John Collins issues. He was supposed to be traded, but now they want him. And then he wanted to be traded because he heard rumors, but he's still on the team now. They got rid of Cam Reddish. He's on the Knicks. So they're obviously very Trae Young reliant. And the playoff time, he definitely showed up big last year. I mean, so we got to see it again. And I think he can do it again. Just it'll be harder this year, in my opinion, because people would be ready for the Hawks. But if I had to pick a team, it would definitely be them.
A playing tournament team, if I had to pick one, I mean, the Raptors are already hot. Why not get hotter? You know what I mean? Your boy Scotty Barnes, he's been doing his thing. That Gary Payton, not Gary Payton, ever since they got Gary Trent, how many games did he have with 30-point games straight? That boy crazy. And then you still got Siakam. You got your boy Chris Boucher. You got him.
Fred VanVleet,
Fred VanVleet, he's an all-star. That Raptors team, they were started the season bottom. I think they were bottom, and they already made a push to the 7th, 32-25. I think they're hotter than the Celtics right now. I think they could pass the Celtics, and I think they could probably avoid a play-in tournament. I think they can avoid a play-in tournament. So the Raptors is my pick for sure. And we already know. I mean, we're not really gonna say the Nets because the Nets are obviously going to bounce back. Like it's clear as day. Kevin Durant come back
when they actually play.
Once they start actually playing for real, they're gonna go back up to at least the fifth seed. At least the fifth seed.